Mira woke up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat. She looked over at her newborn son, Chisom, sleeping peacefully in his crib next to her bed. Normally, just the sight of him would fill her heart with warmth, but tonight, a strange feeling filled her. Mira sat up, trying to shake off the feeling. "What is happening to me?" she whispered. Mira's life had always seemed perfect, like a dream come true. Mira was a beautiful lady with a gentle heart. Her kindness made her to be loved by everyone. Mira had a good job as a teacher in a big private school. She got married to a caring husband, and now she had a beautiful baby. Her family used to say that she had escaped the curse that plagued all the females in her family. Mira's older sister, Ngozi, died suddenly at 20 during her fourth year in the university. She had been happy and healthy, and then, without any warning, she was gone. Her second sister, Amaka, lost her mind one day at work. She was rushed to a psychiatric hospital and has been there ever since. Her third sister, Nena, had been married for 10 years without a child, despite several medical treatments and procedures. Mira was the last girl, and she had always felt lucky, like maybe she had been spared. But tonight, staring down at her baby, she wondered if her family's curse had finally caught up with her. She couldn't shake the strange craving, no matter how much she tried to ignore it. In desperation, Mira picked up her phone and called her elder sister, Nena, the next morning. "Nne," Mira said, her voice trembling. I I need to talk to you about something. I think I think something is very wrong with me." "Mira, what's going on?" Nena's tone changed, becoming serious. "Hope you are okay." "I keep having these strange feelings," Mira continued. "When I hold Chisom, I feel this hunger inside me. It's terrifying, like I want to eat him. I can't even describe it." There was a pause on the other end. Then Nena laughed loudly. But trying to ease Mira's fear, she said, "Maybe it's all those horror movies you watch. You need to stop filling your head with all those nonsense. And let's see what happens next." Mira closed her eyes, wanting to believe her sister. But deep down, Mira knew that it wasn't the horror movies causing these cravings. She could feel something darker lurking inside her, something she couldn't explain. Days passed and she avoided holding Chisom too much, hoping that the feelings would go away on their own. But each time she saw him, the craving grew stronger, more intense. She felt like something in her wanted to devour him, like she was losing control of herself. Then one night, it happened. Chisom was 3 months old, and Mira was alone with him in his room. She cradled him in her arms, humming a lullaby to calm him down. He looked up at her with his bright, innocent eyes, and Mira felt her heart melt. "Oh, my lovely child," she said. But at the same moment, the craving surged up, stronger than ever before. Without even realizing it, Mira pressed her lips to his arm, feeling his warmth, his softness. And then, before she knew what was happening, her teeth sank into him. It satisfied a part of her that she didn't even know existed. But as soon as she realized what she had done, Mira recoiled, horror filling her heart. "Oh my God! Oh my God, what have I done?" Tears streaming down her face as she held the remains of her baby. Her heart broke as she whispered, "I'm so sorry, baby, I'm so sorry." Her husband, Kelechi, was away on a business trip and called that night to check on them when she broke the sad news to him. She told him that Chisom had passed away in his sleep, showing him a photo she had taken of Chisom before it happened. Kelechi believed her, his own heart breaking at the news. He comforted her, not realizing the dark secret she was hiding. "It's okay, my love," he said. "We will get through this. We will try again, and next time we will have a healthy baby." Months passed, and Mira tried to put the memory of that night behind her. But every day, the guilt lingered. She kept her distance from her husband, afraid that he might see the darkness in her. But Nena, her sister, sensed her hesitation and reassured her. "Listen, Mira," Nena said. "You just had a bad experience. You were just exhausted or stressed. It's understandable. You've been through a lot. But this time, we'll be careful, okay? I'll help you and everything will be fine." "I don't know, Nne," Mira said, her voice barely a whisper. I'm just so scared." I don't know what I've become. I'll be there every step of the way, Nena promised, squeezing her hand. Trust me, we'll be fine. Months later, she gave birth to another beautiful baby boy called Chibuike. Mira and her sister, Nena, took every precaution necessary. They hired two nannies and ensured Mira only had contact with the baby when she wants to breastfeed him. Mira tried her best to stay distant from Chibuike, avoiding holding him as much as possible. But no matter what she did, she felt the craving was always there, lurking just beneath the surface. She began to lose sleep, terrified that the craving would take over her again. Then one night, it did. His nanny had gone home, and Mira was alone with Chibike. He was crying, his little face red, his arms reaching out to her. Mira felt the hunger rise up, stronger than before. Her mind went blank, and before she knew it, her teeth were sinking into his tiny arm. But as soon as she realized what she had done, she had eaten almost all of him. Mira's heart shattered. Mira wanted to believe him, but deep down she knew it wasn't bad luck. She was the bad luck. It is obviously the cause, Nina, her sister said during her visit to Mira's house. But this is bad though. What can we do now? She said. Mira said nothing and wailed the more. Is it not better to be without a child than to feed on them? Mira said, wailing. I was not lucky, oh. I was just the worst of you all, she lamented. Nena felt her pain and consoled her, assuring her that they will find a way out. But in all you do, Kelechi must not find out, Biko, Nena said. Despite her fears, Mira found herself pregnant again. She and Kelechi welcomed their third child, a daughter named Chinelu. This time, Mira was determined to keep her distance. She rarely held Chinelu, leaving her with her nanny as much as possible. Kelechi helped most of the time, but he was puzzled as how she avoided their baby. When he asked her, she told him she wasn't over the trauma of losing her other babies. He agreed with her, giving her time to heal. She wanted to love their daughter, but every time she looked at her, the craving was there, making her to distance herself even more. For the first 4 months, Miriam kept herself busy around the house. At some point, she started to believe that maybe, just maybe, the curse was fading. Mira woke up in the middle of one night, her whole body tense. The hunger was getting stronger. She rushed to the kitchen, eating everything she could find, trying to fill the emptiness inside her. But no matter how much she ate, the craving wouldn't go away. She tried to avoid Chinelo by going to sleep in a different room, hoping that the feeling would pass. Then suddenly, Chinelo woke up and started crying, her tiny voice echoing through the house. Kelechi woke up and went to pick her up, trying to calm her down, while he looked around the house for his wife. He finally found her in one of the rooms, but immediately he opened the door, she started crying and screaming. Take her away! Her voice shaking. Please, Kelechi, take her away from me! Kelechi stared at her, confusion filling his face. Mira, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? While this was going on, Kelechi's phone kept ringing. He rushed to answer as it seemed like an urgent call. Not knowing what else to do, he set Chinelo on the bed. Honey, please, just try and hold her while I take this call. As Kelechi left the room, the craving surged up and before she knew it, her teeth were sinking into Chinelo's tiny arm. Chinelo's scream filled the room and Mira snapped back to reality, horrified by what she had done. He froze at the sight, his face filled with shock and disbelief. Mira! What are you doing? Mira backed away as Kelechi grabbed Chinelo from her, rushing off to the hospital. At the hospital, while Chinelo was being treated, Kelechi couldn't get over the shock. He sat in silence. Everything was making sense to him now. His mind was spinning, trying to understand what has come over his wife. All the while, she was calling him, but he ignored the call as he was still heartbroken. While he grieved, his attention was drawn to a church program on the TV about breaking curses through prayer. It sounded like exactly the help his wife needs. He rushed home to his wife. She was crying and was about talking when he said, I don't want to hear it. I'm so angry right now, not just because of what you've done, but why did you keep it from me? You could have found the way out. This is clearly a spiritual problem. He then told her about going to the church he saw on TV, but Mira refused, dismissing it as mere superstition. Those church prayers are all fake, Mira said bitterly. They won't help me. They can't help me. Mira, we have to try. This is the only way I know to help you. If you don't agree, then I don't think I can stay in this marriage. Faced with the prospect of losing her husband, Mira reluctantly agreed to go to the church with Kelechi. After the prayers, the curse in Mira's family was broken as her mad sister suddenly got well and her other sister Nena conceived with twins. With Kelechi by her side and the love of her children surrounding her, Mira vowed to live each day to the fullest.